Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be notified. Man, I want to talk about this generation, man. And when I say this generation, I'm going to say mid-20s and below. Not all, but some. A lot of these cats are ungrateful, man. Unappreciative, don't really understand how bad things could really be in their life, even when they have it good or somewhat good. Man, shoot, if you ain't out on the street, if you ain't homeless, you ain't living in a shelter, you know what I'm saying, you done lived long enough to become your own adult and to make your own decisions, man, you need to be grateful. You need to be thankful. If you don't want to thank your parents, you want to be, you know what I'm saying, an ungrateful little brat, don't want to thank your parents, at least thank the Most High that he got you through this. And you take what you get and you build on it. You know, the scriptures have a couple of verses at least, about talents. And really, I guess you can correlate it to money or coins, and how, you know, there were like servants who got talents, who got coins from the master. He give them like this one coin, one talent, give this one 5 and get the other one 10, and say, when I get back, so I'm going out of town, whatever, for business, when I get back, you know what I'm saying, give my money back or whatever the case may be. Tell me what you did with it. Leaves comes back. The one with the 10 talents turned to 20, turned to however many. The one with the 5 talents, he multiplied it, but the one with 1, he was ungrateful and was like, man, you just gave me 1, so I just buried it. In other words, put it in the bank nowadays, and you can have it back when you get here. I didn't want to spend it because it wasn't nothing. But the other ones that took the money that he gave them and multiplied it, he let them keep it. You see what I'm saying? But those are the ones, and the one with the 1, he was so ungrateful that, you know, his master got mad at him. Can't remember what the outcome was, but it wasn't the same as them because the other 2 had something and didn't. But like I said, I want to talk about this younger generation and how they're ungrateful. And the prime example is 50 Cent's oldest son. What's his name? Marquis. And in this Vibe article, which is probably on other publications, it says 50 Cent's oldest son causes $6,700 a month in child support inadequate. Now, dude, we're talking child support, not adult support, not this is what you're getting and you got to pay bills with it. This is child support. See, child support is supposed to be to take care of the child, not the mama, and her boyfriend or mama and her new husband, but for the child. For the mama to take care of the child, to make sure the child has the things that they need to survive. Whether it's foods, clothing, insurance, extracurricular activity. Most time it ain't got nothing to do with extracurricular activity. Just making sure that the child got all the household needs that they need. If they doing anything extra, hopefully you'll be man enough to step up and help provide and help put in on that stuff too. But if not, that's on you. But a lot of time when you deal with money, dealing with relationships, mom and dad who can't get along, oh man, it's a whole lot of bullcorn to go through. But this dude here said $6,700 was not enough. But let's get into this article a bit, because we're gonna explain why I feel the way I do. And for the record, I just finished paying my last child support payment. You know what I'm saying? Haven't had the party yet. Haven't had the celebration yet, because child going to college, not gonna get that money to her. So it doesn't really matter. But I don't have to give it to the state. You understand what I'm saying? And don't have to give it to the other parent. It's going toward, I know, directly going toward my child's education. Don't know if I'm giving the mom money and she's using it for other things. Don't know. But now I know when I give money out, give it to my child, I know exactly where it's going. But anyway, let's get into the story, man. Marcus Jackson, the eldest son of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, recently hopped on Instagram Live to discuss the amount of money he received a month from his father via child support. According to the Spitting Image Affair, the $6,700 a month he received wasn't quite enough to maintain the lifestyle that he felt that he deserved based on being related to the Queens rapper, especially while living in NYC. Now, let's see. Quote, $6,700 a month in the state of New York City. In the state of New York City. I see you didn't use it on private school. You can do the math. Marquis, 25, told entrepreneur and ex-rapper Choke No Joke. Now I get it. I've seen apartments that was no bigger than a prison cell that I think it was going for like that. It was going for thousands of dollars a month in New York. I get it. But you know what you can do? You got, what your mom could have did? If she's a sound mind and body, she got 10 toes, 10 fingers, ain't mentally retarded, can work for herself, can do for herself, that heifer could have moved. She could have lived anywhere in the country and got $6,700 a month. She could have came to Texas, $6,700 a month in Texas. Dude, you can live okay in Texas. A nice house, a little land, probably can put your kids in private school, whatever the case may be. You could have done good, but you chose to stay in New York. And some people say, oh man, it ain't fair. I shouldn't have to move. Man, life is life, dude. You know what I'm saying? Whether you think you have to move or not, what you think you deserve, that ain't how the world go, man. You know what I'm saying? There are people in this world. Think about women who are who've been in abusive relationships. Boyfriend beat them, you know, treat them bad, do bad by them, maybe out there cheating and come back and beat on a woman. Don't want the woman to leave him, but he ain't doing right. She put a restraining order on him because of his physical abuse, and he come back and delete her. And you know what I tell women all the time? I say, look, if you're in a relationship with a dude that's abusive, your best thing to do is that you're gonna have to leave. Whether you like it or not, whether it's fair or not, you need to leave that city, that state, and hell, move states over. Man, I ain't gonna say leave the country, but you got to go and disappear, because if that dude is that crazy, and you know the police ain't gonna do nothing, a piece of paper ain't worth what they say, that restraining order ain't worth the piece of paper that it's printed on. You gotta go. And I know women, men who done moved clear across the country for other reasons, for jobs, trying to start over, whatever the case may be, and ain't had nothing. But like I said, a few $100, maybe a couple dollars in their pocket, caught a bus, moved somewhere, try to start over. You got to do that. So this here dude was $6,700 a month. Shit, you could have left the country. Well, you was a minor, so your mother could have left the country. And I'll say back to the story. Say you're talking about a Forbes lister. You're talking about someone that has problems with everybody. You can't just live in any neighborhood. $81,000 is not a substantial amount of money. What about those people that's in witness protection program? They gotta move. So, oh, anyway, $81,000. Okay, you can't just live anywhere. You're talking about you got beef with everybody in the industry. You just can't live anywhere. So I guess he's saying that he's like, I don't know, feared for his life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, dad talking too much noise, and now he can't just live. Maybe talking about security. But again, you could have if he was scared, his mama was scared, that scared of what was going on with 50 Cent, they could have left New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, people in witness protection do it all the time. People in gangs, former mobsters, they'll move, try to start a new life, start over somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, you got folks that, I mean, you know, women, girls who, you know what I'm saying, date D-boys or get in a relationship with them. You like the lifestyle while you with them, but if the dude end up dead, the dude end up in prison, what you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? If he's doing something that, you know, that because he's doing something that's putting your life in danger pretty much. And I'm quite sure Marquis's mom knew 50 Cent history. Hell, we know 50 Cent history down here in Texas. So for her to even get into a relationship with him, for her to even lay down and have babies with him or a child with him, that's on her. So if she didn't want to move, That's on her. Choke enlightened Marquis that he should have been receiving a total of $13,400, which would include the other half that 50 sends to Marquis's mother. So 50 Cent was sending this, if I'm reading this right. If she was getting $13,400 a month, oh, dude, you doing fine. Y'all could have lived anywhere in the country. Choke then suggested that Tompkins also needs to take care of him and work, which she should have. I mean, it's funny how women want a man, they want to go to school, get an education, get these degrees, then they want a man who's on equal footing. But if you get a man that makes a lot of money, then you don't want to work. And then if you have a child by him, let's say y'all separate, or he got to pay child support, or y'all get divorced or whatever, you still don't want to work. This is no different than women being on the welfare system. Because eventually, your child's gonna grow up. And if you ain't worked, see what I'm saying? If you ain't had a job while your kid was growing up, and then all of a sudden child support is done, why your butt ain't working? Why your butt still ain't working? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like I said, this ain't no different than the child support system. You just getting paid. Not child support. I mean the government assistance. You know what I'm saying? The welfare system. You just getting a little more money. It say Marquis challenged. It said no. Let me see. It say if I told you right now you got to start your life over now with $6,700 a month and rebuild your life, can you do it? Marquis challenged Choke, who instantly said that he could. Which you could. What kind of, like I said, I don't know what the hell this boy been taught. But you could. 67, man, you gave me $6,700 a month with the way I think in my work ethic. Oh, I'm gonna use that, build on it, and then let you have your money back. Cause now I'm doing things. Marquis challenged Choke, who instantly said that he could, just like many average citizens to do each day. Quote, Choke, you gotta stop comparing it. You comparing it to yourself. Bro, you're comparing it to your standard of lifestyle. You can't do that. I know what it feels like to have nothing. All right, Marquis sympathized. I had to rebuild my life over with $6,700 a month, $81,000 a year. Do I want to keep reading the rest of this mess? Because the more I read this, the more I like this boy look like he needs a good, oh my gosh. Boy needed a good switching or a good ass one with a good leather belt. Cause this is ridiculous, man. In 2017, 50 made it public news that he had completed all of his child support payments. So 5 years later, you still complaining about what your daddy was sending you. 5 years later. Mercy. He even took to social media to celebrate, but later apologized for Instagram post. Marquis immediately criticized his father for making light of a very real situation for him. At the time, the 57-year-old captioned the insensitive post, "Excuse me if I seem a little insensitive at times, I'm different. I came up a little harder than these guys." That's what I'm saying. You getting $6,800 a month. This dude will tell you, if you know his story, what he grew up with. So he made to where at least you didn't have to grow up like he did, unless you chose to. Shout out to T.I. and King, who feels like he have to be a gangster, even though his dad is worth multi-millions of dollars. And supposedly, move, living like he is, so his kids ain't gotta live like that. I make no excuses. I never met my father, and my mother got killed when I was 8 after receiving a plethora of outraged comments. He deleted it. That's 50 Cent talking, y'all. 50 Cent spoke about his relationship with Marquis and Shaniqua in 2020 during an Instagram live interview with Van Lathan. 50 believed the root of all the drama starts with his son's mother. It's sad. It's a sad situation, 50 expressed. When you pray for success, you don't necessarily pray for things that come with it. There's no such thing as success without jealousy, without envy, or entitlement. His mom developed an entitlement that cannot be met. Filtering that energy through his actual personal interests. The Power Boss made it crystal clear in an interview that his love for his son had lessened. I used to, he spoke. I don't think that success would cost me my firstborn, but the situation it is. My grandfather used to say, if it rises like a snake and slithers like a snake, it's a snake, or do you need to be bit? It says, now this is a part where little boy ain't really saying much. Ain't saying nothing about. Fifth snake comments stems from a photo that Marquis posted in with Supreme McGriff Jr., the son of Kenneth Supreme McGriff, who beefed with 50 years ago. And if you don't know, word has it, and I'm not making this up, you can look anywhere on the internet, that 50 believe that McGriff is the one who had him, who put a hit out and attempted to take 50 Cent life. Back in the day, when we did a song called like "How to Rob" or whatever, you know, he didn't say throwing people's names out there. But that's where it stems from. And my thing is, there is no way in hell, if I felt, and you know, streets talking, and if I knew there was somebody who tried to do something to my parents or my dad, you think I'm gonna be friends with his son? Are you crazy? That shows you that this boy is not thinking. The boy's thinking like his mama. It's that get back bullcorn that nobody wins with. Nobody. Let's see. Once he got hold of a circulated photo on social media, all bets were off for the MC and his offspring. It was then that he publicly disowned his son. And I get it. I know it hurt him. I know he hated it, but I get it. 50 responded to the hurtful photo. If both these little ends got hit by a bus, I wouldn't have a bad day. Since then, 50 and his former girlfriend Daphne Joy welcomed a baby boy in 2012. Sire Jackson just celebrated his 10th birthday. Yeah, man. That dude, like I said, these kids are ungrateful. There's a girl, I remember seeing some kind of video where this girl was like blaming her parents or black people because the older black generation didn't teach them how to, you know, save money in the bank, invest, didn't leave them a nest egg, all that kind of stuff. But they don't understand that the generation before us worked their butts off just to keep your ass up out of slavery, out of Jim Crow, out of poverty, did the best that they felt that they could. A lot of them did. And if you're an adult, you're able to make your own decisions, the stuff that, and then again, like say my parents, two-parent household, went to school, they got degrees, they stay in the third, got careers, retired, living in a nice house, living off retirement, Social Security, whatever. That's what they did. That's what they believed in. They didn't have the knowledge that we can get now. They didn't have the knowledge of stock market. All people heard, barely want to keep the money in the bank, let alone learn how to do stocks, because, black people was told doing stocks, that's where you lose all your money, man. I'm not doing it. People lose money all the time. Didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So wasn't really taught how to invest and to put money in the bank at an early, not the bank, but to invest at an early age. So when you get grown or get in your 40s and 50s, you can retire 60, you can have millions in the bank, and ain't got to work and live your same lifestyle until the day you die. They didn't know that, but you know it now. So like I say, now with $600-700 a month, bro, and the internet, shoot, man, you can make money man, dude. I don't know how we failed these children, but we did. We did. And I know, hell, I played a part in it, I hope not. Because both of my kids know how to work. They've been working. They'll keep a job. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, one graduated college and one in college. But they'll work. They hustle on the side, keep a job, go to school. You know what I'm saying? They got that. I know they got that from me and their mama. So I really can't say my kids are like that. But like I said, a lot of children. There are many. I ain't gonna say a lot. I ain't gonna say most. Not all. Some, not all. They got to get together, man, because this world's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting harder. You got to stop bitching and complaining about something you got no control of. If you had $600-700 a month, New York City or not, your mama should have made better decisions. She was grown. She knew what to do. Simple as that. And ain't too much else you can say about it. But stop. I'm gonna tell you, when you get in your 30s and 40s, you're going to wish you had that relationship with your dad, because your dad, it seems, was a smart businessman. You're gonna wish that you follow in the footsteps of a man, at least business-wise, on how to make money, flip money, turn money, and grow. Because the government, the country now is trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to, like, what do you say, price us out this country. But again, like I said, I feel he's ungrateful. Tell me what you think. Like I said, he's still young, so we got time to think. You know, they say the human brain don't really start to develop and get it to like 25. So hopefully he'll start getting and understand that, hey, daddy may be wrong. Hell, your mama's wrong too, bro. That's one thing we don't like to say. We don't like to say that mama can be wrong, but mama, she can be wrong too. You know, daddy, mama, grandmama, you know what I'm saying, they can be wrong about whatever they taught you, and that's okay. Maybe they didn't know no better. Maybe that's all they know. But if you know better, you do better. But anyway, tell me what you think. Leave your comment below. Share it with the world. Let's dialogue, people. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.